What's going on, guys? This is Craig from Take 360. Today we're going to talk about working for a fire department. Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for clicking on this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Click that little notification button down there to make sure you don't miss out on any future videos. So, you want to work for a fire department. Alright, so, now there are a little bit of differences between paid and volunteer. Not a lot, but there is. Obviously, the main big one is paid, not paid, volunteer, and not paid department. I mean, the thing is, okay, first we're going to start out with talking about getting on a paid department, okay? So getting on a paid fire department now, there are some departments that you don't have to have any training. You don't have to have any EMT, paramedic, fire training, nothing. A lot of times they will hire you, and sometimes they will put you through school. They will pay for your own, or they will pay for your fire academy. They will pay for your EMT training. They will pay for your paramedic. They will pay for this, pay for that. And then once you're done, then you start working for them. Now, I've seen it to where if they pay for this and pay for that, and let's say you get all the way to your paramedic and you can't pass your paramedic, then you have to pay them back for all the money that they spent on you. I've heard that happening before. I don't know anybody personally that's done that, but I've heard it happen. So basically, let's say you got all your training, and now you want to apply at a department. Now, most departments, you can't just walk up to the window and just like, hey, want a job. No, most of the stuff's done online, like, you know, so-and-so.gov or whatever at the city of whatever, blah, 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 blah. And you go that way. And sometimes, if you know somebody in the fire department, it makes it easier. But most of the time you have to get online, you have to print out an application. Then you'll take it to the city, like City Hall or whatever it may be, and turn it in there, or whichever part of the city that does their hiring or takes their applications for municipal, their municipal jobs. So basically, once you get all that done, then when and if you get a call back. Now, when you turn these in, don't expect a call back within a few days, because it usually doesn't happen. It usually takes weeks. And then you'll finally get a call back, and then they'll ask you to come in, and then they'll ask you to fill this out, blah, 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 and they'll talk to you kind of briefly. And then if they like you, then they will basically run your background on it. They'll run your background check. They'll find out, you know, what you've done in your past. They'll find out pretty much anything, you know, that they want to know. Your, you know, any kind of, you know, driving record and arrest records, any of that stuff, they will know. So I would advise you, if you want to get on a department, do not go and apply if you still have pending cases that are open. Like if you got like a traffic ticket like 3 weeks ago and you're waiting on court to come up and you're applying for a fire department, you might as well just wait. Wait till that case is over with, it's settled out, and you're done with it. Don't try to apply and then while this case is pending, because if they're going through all your background stuff and they catch that, they're basically gonna be like, hey, look, we see you got a case open. Go ahead and take care of that and come back and apply in a couple months, you know, or whatever. You know, and that's basically what they'll end up happening. So make sure all your crap's squared away before you go in there. And then basically once all your background stuff comes, you know, comes back clean, all that stuff like that comes back fine, then they'll call you in. They'll probably set you up for a polygraph. They'll set you up for a physical. They'll set you up for this and a psych eval and set you up for that. And so. Then once you get through all that, then you'll probably go through, you know, to an oral board. Now, some departments do it all differently. Some of them, they do the oral board first, and then they'll send you all through all the, you know, the background and the polygraph and lie detector, whatever, blah, blah. They'll send you through all that. Some of them, they'll send it all through you first, and that's kind of like a vetting thing for them. So they'll send you through a psych eval, your polygraph, and all that stuff like that. If you come out crazy, or you pop online or whatever it may be, then you're out, and they don't have to waste their time sitting there talking to you. It's like there's different departments I've been to that do it differently. So not every department's the exact same thing. Like, okay, you got to do your polygraph, then you got to do your oral board, then you got to do your psych eval, then you got to do this. It's not like that. It's a little bit different. It's kind of how they want to do it, what works best for them. So basically, when you show up to these interviews, if you get a call back, you want to be clean shaved. You want to take your earrings out. You want to fix your hair. You want to look decent. You want to smell nice. Don't douse on cologne or anything like that, because they'll just give you hell about that. Look decent, talk right, pull your pants up, put a belt on, whatever it may be. Just look like a decent human being when you go in there. But I would assume if you're trying to apply for that position anyways, you would already be a decent human being. But you never know with kids these days. But then you get in there, you don't want to cut up too much. You don't want to start cracking off jokes. You don't want to start cracking off a lot of stuff, because when I sat in, or when I had to do my oral board, it was a battalion chief, the chief, or fire chief, battalion chief, and a captain. And they didn't have too much of a sense of humor while they were doing these questions that they were asking. So while they were doing these questions, they're basically just kind of asking you, like, what are your weaknesses in life? What do you like doing? What do you not like doing? If you were put in a situation, what would you do, or how would you handle it? Just kind of stuff like that. Just kind of see how your mind works and see which way you're going to go with it. So anyways, whether it be that way, and then even though you go through all this, let's say you go through your background, your psych eval, your oral board, all that stuff like that, and they're like, all right, thank you. We'll let you know something. It could be a couple days. It could be almost a year before they call you back. That's just how it is. They do not give you a set time. They don't give you a window frame. It could be either from a few days to a year and a half before they call you back. That's just how it is, because especially if you got like a position, you got like 17 people, in line, they're going through all these people, and that takes time. So don't lose your patience. I mean, you just take your time with it. Go in it smart, clear-minded, be cool, answer the questions right, look decent, and you should be fine. Now, same thing pretty much with volunteer departments. Now, volunteer department, or the volunteer departments I've dealt with are a little more lax. They're not so strict on your background. Now, you can't have felonies and stuff like that. A lot of times they're like, you got felonies, man. No. Now, if it is like way out in the sticks or something like that, and there's just really not a lot of people and they need people for a fire department, okay, yeah, they'll probably let that slide. I don't know, but they might. I don't know. Depends on how desperate they are for people, needing people for the fire department. So, now, the volunteer fire departments make up, I think if I remember correctly from school, it was about 70% of the U.S.'s fire departments. There's 70% of the fire departments in the U.S. are volunteer. Like I said, it don't make them any less. It don't make them any better than paid or volunteer. It's all the same group of people, all the same mission, man. Save lives. Okay, I'm gonna keep the rest of that to myself. So anyway. Like I said, volunteer department, I think it'd be, I say for anybody to start in a volunteer department if you're going to do anything. It's a little more lax, a little more chillax. It's not so militant like a lot of paid departments are. They're a little more kickback. You can get the hang of things. You can figure things out kind of on your own time, especially like a slower department. Now, if you get like on some big departments, I mean, they're just popping calls every 15, 20 minutes, you run a call and then you're on your way back and tones drop again, and now you're just turning right around, going back the other way, on another call. And then you're not really going to get to learn anything or really learn about the truck, because you're not going to have time to really sit and walk around the truck, open up the compartments, go through everything, crank everything up, make sure everything runs right. If you're doing your truck checks, you'll be doing that anyways. So do your truck checks. That's how you'll learn your truck. But yeah, guys, like I said, just go in it, do your thing, be smart about it, don't be crazy, clean shave, take your earrings out, talk right, act right, and you should be fine. Now, like I said, it can be anywhere from a day to a year before they call you back, so don't get your hopes up thinking they're going to call you back within that first week, and don't feel let down when they don't, because it's not that, you weren't chosen, it's just they're still doing whatever they're doing. Now, if it's been, if you applied now, so what is it, 2019 now? If you applied back in 97 and you still haven't got a phone call back, you're probably not going to get that job. So, so I know I kind of skimmed around, kind of skipped across a lot of the topics on these things, but if you have any questions or comments, comment below. Don't argue, don't fight. If you have any suggestions, because there's so many different ways I can go with the fire department stuff. We can do with how to do truck checks, how to run a K-12, how to do the Halligan, and you know, what are your keys to the city? Does anybody know what the keys to the city are? Comment below. Comment below with the keys of to the city. What are the keys to the city? See if anybody else knows that one. Most people should. You know, how to do this, how to do that. So, like I said, if you have any questions, comments, comment below. I'll do my best to get back with you guys. Don't mind if you don't fight. Until next time, guys. See ya.